Hi there, I'm Paul Mitchell, speaker and author and founder of the Human Enterprise. How optimistic are you? I mean, all this stuff's happening in the moment right now. Have you been sucked in by the dark side, or are you optimistic? Here's the good news. You can learn to be more optimistic. According to Martin Seligman, really the founder of positive psychology, he talks about the power of optimism. And I'd like you to think about it and to do a few things today that will help you be more optimistic. Now, let me be real with you. Let me be honest with you. What the good news and the bad news? Here's the bad news. Pessimists are often more right. That's right. They're often more right. Here's the good news though. Optimists are more successful. So a question you've got to ask yourself, do you want to be right or happy? I'd rather you be actually both. And if you actually apply some of the things we'll talk about today, you can be incredibly more optimistic and incredibly more successful. So here's three things you need to think about when anything ever happens to you. It's what we call your explanatory style, the way you explain things to yourself and to other people. Three components of your explanatory style. What goes on inside here, something happens, how do you explain that to yourself? Three components. The first one is what we call pervasive. Second one is permanence. And the third one is personal or personalization. So what happens is if you're a pessimist, and I'll talk about optimism, right? But if you're a pessimist and something happens to you, you think, my God, this has happened, it's going to happen everywhere. I've lost this client, I'll probably lose other ones as well. It's pervasive. Or my home life's not good, probably it'll also happen to my business life as well. Or my business life is not good, it'll happen to my home life as well. It's pervasive. That's what pessimists think. Permanence. When something happens, the pessimist says, yeah, that's it, all gone, lost that person forever, lost that relationship forever. This is permanent. The economy's always going to be like this. We're in for hard times forever now. Permanence, permanence, permanence. And the other thing, this is a tricky one, what pessimists do, they always think it's them. What did I do wrong? Why was it me? How come this always happens to me? They take it very personally and they often think they were the ones that made it happen. I'm even getting sort of a bit negative thinking about it. So let's up the ante and have a look at what optimists do and what you can do. It's all about your self-talk, or the way you explain it to yourself, your explanatory talk, and what you do with everything that happens to you. So let's have a look at what you can do. When it's pervasive, when something happens to you, say to yourself, it's just this one thing. Okay? It's just this one thing. It's just this one thing. So when something bad happens, what the optimist does is say, hold it, it's just this one thing. It's not going to spread everywhere, it's just this one thing. They contain it. Second thing, when something happens to you, rather than thinking it's forever, you say to yourself, it's just this, time. It's not going to happen every time, it's just this time. It's just a phase we're going through. We're going to go through it. That's what great parents think. It's just a phase their kids are going through. It's not going to be like this forever. It's just this time. And finally, now there's a balance here between being accountable and just brushing things off, but what the optimist does is the optimist always looks at the system. Where did the system break down? Wasn't me, it was the system. So this one is, what do we need to change? What do we need to change in the system? Where do we need to improve the system? Very, very simple. And here's the great joy, this stuff can be learned. So the next time you're in a team meeting or the next time something happens and you think, oh my God, this is just horrific. No. Stop, get discipline and apply those three pieces of explanatory or self-talk. Say to yourself, hold it team. It's just this one thing. We are so much better in all those other things. Or it's just this time right now. It's just a phase. It will get better. That gives you the energy. It gives you the possibility. And finally, hold it. It's not us. It could have happened to anybody. What do we do to change the system? Look to the system for correction. What do we need to put in place to take us to the next level? Do those three things and you will spread optimism, and you'll raise the performance of your team, your organisation and the country that we're in right now, because we need you to be so much more optimistic. If this is of interest to you, then visit our website, thehumanenterprise.com.au. Even better, send us an email, soul@thehumanenterprise.com.au, and let's talk. I believe you can. I'm optimistic that you will call us. I'm Paul Mitchell. Be true to you.